Tonight, we're diving into what dating was like in medieval times and more. Forget everything Hollywood told you. This is the real story, and trust me, you probably wouldn't last a day. So before you get too comfortable, hit that like button if you enjoy this kind of deep dive, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Now, dim the lights, maybe grab a snack, and let's jump in. You wake up in a straw-stuffed mattress in a cold, slightly damp room that smells faintly of smoke, moldy bread, and something that died last Tuesday. Congratulations, you're single, and it's the 14th century. No Tinder, no texting, no WID at 2 a.m. Just the faint hope that your father will trade 2 pigs and a half-decent goat to marry you off before you hit 20, because after that, you're basically medieval expired milk. Dating? Oh, sweet summer child, there is no dating. There's courtship, which sounds romantic until you realize it mostly involved awkward glances across a grimy banquet hall, sending poems you didn't write through a messenger, who definitely read them out loud to the kitchen staff, and hoping your beloved's father doesn't stab you for looking at her too long. Let's say you're bold. You approach a noblewoman in the village square. You try a line, maybe something like, "Fair maiden, thine eyes outshine the moon." Wrong move. That maiden? Daughter of Lord Growlybeard of the North Marches. You, son of a turnip farmer. That guard walking over, he's not coming to ship your OTP, he's coming to remove your head from your neck. Class mattered. Big time. Nobles married nobles. Peasants married peasants. And everyone else married whoever their parents told them to. Usually for land, livestock, or, my personal favorite, strategic alliance against a rival cheese guild. Yes, that was a thing. You write a letter, parchment, quill, your best effort at poetry. It smells like candle wax and desperation, but delivering it? Oh no, you can't just slide into the DMs. You hand it to a page boy, who hands it to a squire, who hands it to a lady-in-waiting, who, if you're lucky, slides it under the noblewoman's chamber door, and she might burn it, or read it, or worse, read it to her entire family at dinner while giggling. Love was dangerous. Flirting could end in marriage or prison. Now that you've survived the social minefield of medieval flirting, let's talk about sex, marriage, and what happened when things got serious. Spoiler alert, there's more blood, less hygiene, and—
Okay, so somehow you've made it through the flirting minefield, survived the poetry, and either impressed your beloved or their livestock-owning father. Either way, congrats. You're getting married, whether you want to or not. You don't get a say in the venue, it's the church. Always the church. Smells like incense, stone dust, and something suspiciously fishy left over from last Friday's fast. There are no matching Pinterest boards, no his and hers robes, no first dance unless you count the ceremonial awkward shuffle past the priest while everyone glares at you like you stole the last turnip. Also, quick question, are you 12? Because if it's 1347 and you're a girl, you might already be considered of marriageable age. Boys had a little longer, usually 14 or so, but don't worry, consummation was often postponed until both parties hit puberty. If anyone was actually keeping track, spoiler, they weren't. Yep, welcome to the medieval version of Say Yes to the Dress, only instead of sequins, you're in a wool sack, sweating through your 4th layer of linen. Now comes the big moment, the thing. Except here's the twist, people might be watching. Not like literally staring, hopefully, but it was common in noble households to have witnesses to the marriage bed to confirm that the deed was done. Think of it as the original version of Pics or It Didn't Happen, but way weirder, and with less privacy than a high school locker room. Sometimes there was even a ceremonial bedding ritual. The couple is led to the bedroom with great fanfare, guests cheering and throwing nuts. Yes, really. Then everyone tucks the happy couple in and closes the curtains, if you're lucky. Smells in the room, stale beer, sweat, maybe a goat that wandered in. Romance. Also remember, this is the pre-soap era. Hygiene was optional. Dental care, non-existent. The average mouth looked like a battlefield. So, if your new spouse whispers sweet nothings in your ear and it smells like rotting onions and medieval regret, yeah, that's normal.
Let's not pretend everyone was faithful, because they weren't. If you were rich and powerful, affairs were practically a hobby. Kings, queens, knights, even monks. Yeah, monks. Everyone had secrets. Secret lovers, secret babies, secret tunnel entrances behind the pantry where Lady Godwin met the stable boy at midnight. Don't ask how we know that. Just trust. But here's the deal. Scandal could ruin you. Especially for women. If a noblewoman was suspected of infidelity, exile, a nunnery, or a worse, public shaming. Men, on the other hand, might get a slap on the wrist and a new title. The patriarchy. There were even trial by ordeal methods to prove virginity or innocence. One involved walking over hot irons barefoot, because nothing says true love like third-degree burns. And if someone was caught in the act, cue the stocks, the dunking, the shaving of heads. Affairs were messy, public, and had all the drama of a reality show, just with more rats and less camera lighting. Marriage didn't always last forever, but not because of divorce. That was rare, and nearly impossible without a papal annulment, which could take years and about 10 favors from someone who owned land near Rome. Nope. Most marriages ended because, well, people died. A lot. Plague, infection, childbirth, farming accidents, misjudged jousting matches. The life expectancy was low and danger was high. So if you did find someone you genuinely loved, that was a miracle. A medieval miracle, wrapped in chainmail and dirt, but still real. And they did love. Don't let the gloom fool you. People wrote letters, carved names into trees, ran away to be with forbidden sweethearts, sang songs, cried at funerals, fought wars for lovers. Love, messy, desperate, inconvenient, has always been human. So, you've survived medieval dating. You've been married off. You've maybe caught the eye of a stable boy. You've survived the wedding night, the rumors, the goat-scented bedroom. Now look around. No phones, no DMs, no ghosting, no swiping, no let's just keep it casual. Just you and a person, and the crushing weight of tradition, politics, and the fact that someone might die of a cold next Thursday. And still, people wanted love. They risked everything for it, just like we do. So maybe, under the dirt and disease and dagger threats, medieval dating wasn't that different after all. But